Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Scores of people are killed and wounded in confrontation between the Syrian army and Daesh as Pentagon plans to deploy 400 troops to train Syrian rebels. Iran calls on Western countries to resolve nuclear program dispute as Berlin describes the Geneva talks as decisive. And Belgian authorities raise up levels of preparedness after 2 people were killed and 15 were arrested in a wide security operation, and French police arrested 12 people. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The U.S. military is planning to deploy more than 400 troops to help train Syrian rebels to fight the Islamic State, along with hundreds of U.S. support personnel. The training program is a part of President Barack Obama's multi-year plan to field local forces in Syria to halt and eventually roll back Daesh fighters while pounding them with U.S.-led airstrikes. Meanwhile, 10 Daesh fighters were killed in confrontation with the Syrian army in the governorate of Deir al-Zur. Syrian human rights monitoring groups said that Daesh had killed 17 people during the past 2 days in a number of cities it controlled. Italian politicians welcomed the liberation of 2 Italian aid volunteers held hostage in Syria by Al-Qaeda's Syrian wing, the Nusra Front, but their release drew criticism over the possible ransom payment. They were seized in July while seeking to provide healthcare assistance in the embattled northern Syrian city of Aleppo. They returned home early today after being flown from Turkey. Italian authorities have said nothing publicly about the details of negotiations to secure their release. Iranian and U.S. sources say U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and his Iranian counterpart Mohammad Javad Zarif will meet for talks in Paris later today on Iran's nuclear policy. Zarif called on Western countries to resolve their dispute with his country, mentioning that Tehran had achieved tangible progress in its current talks compared to previous years. On his part, German Foreign Minister Frank Steinmeier conceded that the talks had reached a decisive stage and called on both sides to exert their utmost efforts to conclude a deal on Iran's nuclear program. Belgian police were questioning 15 suspects today detained during raids against a group they feared planned to attack police. A spokesman told a news conference there was still no apparent link to last week's attacks in Paris, and the identities of 2 gunmen killed during one of the last night's raids in the eastern town of Verviers had yet to be confirmed, as well as guns including 4 AK-47 assault rifles and explosive police uniforms were found in the apartment at Verviers. He also said there had been plans for attacks across Belgium. Some of the suspects had recently returned from Syria in separate operations that officials said were unrelated. German and French counter-terrorism police also made arrests. French police arrested 12 people today suspected of helping militant gunmen in last week's killing in Paris. Britain and the United States will increase cooperation on cybersecurity. Prime Minister David Cameron said setting up cyber cells to share intelligence and conduct simulated attacks to test the defenses of organizations such as banks. The British leader earlier said he planned to discuss with Obama how the 2 countries could work more closely with big internet companies such as Facebook and Google to monitor communication between terrorist suspects. Obama and Cameron were also due to discuss in Washington Ukrainian crisis, free trade agreement which were signed between the United States and the European Union. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro held a detailed discussion on the global oil market situation. Interfax news agency quoted Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov as saying after the leaders' meeting yesterday in Moscow. Maduro is in Moscow on part of his international tour to lobby major oil producers to cut output and drop up oil prices.
A trabajar los temas bilaterales y asuntos.
Within the framework of providing promotion windows for honey producers and present their products to the Muscat Festival visitors, the Omani honey exhibition and its productions was inaugurated in Al Amrat Public Park. The exhibition is one of the important activities which the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth will contribute during the activities of Muscat Festival 2015. It also included 50 beekeepers from various governorates of the Sultanate. The 7-day exhibition provides the Omani honey production, which gives the consumer opportunity to get acquainted with the good honey types. His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Jafar bin Mohammed Al-Sijwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, presided over the ceremony. My Identity is Omani is the theme of the second Dhabi Cultural Forum, which seeks to create an entertainment atmosphere for families and benefiting from youth's free time. The forum, which is inaugurated under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Omar bin Saeed Al Marhoun, Minister of Civil Service at Dhabi Beach, will be opened to visitors until 17th of this month. The inauguration ceremony witnessed theatre play shows and Inshad events, in addition to innovations, philanthropy and a number of programs which provided various services for the visitors during the forum. The Ministry of Health, in cooperation with the British Cardiff University, organised the first students' gathering of bachelor degree with the aim to highlight cooperation between educational and health institutions. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rabai.
The inaugural of the first alumni gathering for the graduates of the bachelor programs implemented at Oman Specialized Nursing Institute by the Cardiff University was held last night. Both the Ministry of Health and Cardiff University signed a memorandum of understanding to implement the bachelor programs in nursing studies, nursing practice and community health nursing since 2009. To date, 187 graduates in various health sectors have achieved their goals. The Dean of the Institute in his speech applauded the constructive cooperation between the Ministry of Health and Cardiff University and the impact this association has on improving the quality of health services provided by the outcomes of the programs as offered by the university. The event included presentations by a number of graduates who indicated the impact of the program and its enhancement in reaching present health services and the continuation of the course of study to obtain advanced degrees in the nursing specializations.
I'm very proud to be one of the graduates from Cardiff University, and these are my colleagues. We are so happy that we are graduates from Cardiff University with bachelor degree, which helped us to improve our quality of practice.
I'm very proud as well to be one of the graduates of Cardiff University, and I am now contributing into our community of midwifery in care of the clients and mothers, all of them together with their families.
Cardiff University has energized me to work more hard, especially toward the healthcare vision 2050. And I think this helps my patient, the care of, that I deliver to my patient to be at good quality, and it helps my organization as well.
Dean of International Affairs and Engagement, Dr. Diana Watkins, presented an insightful and scientific research paper on the effectiveness of the undergraduate program in nursing studies. This was a joint research initiative with the Ministry of Health.
The graduates gave presentations on their studies and not just what they'd learned from studying with Cardiff University, but also what a difference it had made to their lives and to their professional practice. And it was quite moving at times, quite emotional, but also very uplifting, because it just shows what you can achieve if you're able to work in partnership. And what I've seen is a superb partnership between Cardiff University and the Ministry of Health of Oman.
The alumni gathering included the cultural activities and poetry recitation, an exciting evening indeed.
Still to come in our news bulletin. Green models of cars are emerging at the Detroit Auto Show.